My biggest struggle as a new teacher was always writing because I couldn't figure out how to give my students feedback every week or every day. I felt like they really needed that feedback because they needed to make really quality revisions instead of just quick edits. But the problem was I had 30 some kids, 30 minutes a day for writing. I just couldn't make it happen. So, in this video, I'm going to share the strategy that I used that changed the landscape of my classroom and allowed for my students to get feedback every single day whenever they needed it on demand without requiring me. Okay, we're talking about peer feedback today, and if you have never come to my channel before, make sure that you like this video and subscribe because I'm always talking about the strategies that I learned while teaching and struggling as a teacher that actually worked for my large class sizes, barely any amount of time. So that's kind of what we're doing today, and that's what I'm here for. So we are talking about peer feedback because peer feedback is the best thing I have ever done in my writing block. It allows for my students not only to get help when they're stuck or to actually have a task when they're finished early, which we all know they're not finished, they're just rushing through it. And it allows us to stay in the same part, but also help each other and encourage each other while still making their writing pieces better by incorporating natural revision every single day. So going from doing a conference once a month with each kid, maybe once every 2 weeks, and doing revision once in the writing process to incorporating peer feedback every single week made a huge difference in the output of my students' writing. So their writing was just growing and getting better and better and better because they were constantly getting awesome feedback. So we're going to talk about how you can put this into place in your classroom today. And I'm going to also link in the description where you can get some additional organizers and learn more about engaging your students during your writing block. So peer feedback is something that you should not be afraid of. You should not be worried that their feedback won't be quality because I'm going to teach you exactly how to put this into place in your classroom and how to train your students to give high quality feedback and also how to receive it and incorporate it into their writing. Because if you don't have those elements in place, then doing peer feedback won't really do anything for you. I spend a couple weeks preparing my students for peer feedback at the beginning of the year, and it's not the only thing we do, but we do spend one solid mini lesson talking about how to actually give great feedback. So we have to actually talk to my students about what peer feedback is and what good feedback looks like. So I do have a model of a lesson that I use with my students that talks about how we can give good quality feedback. So we look at what poor feedback looks like and we compare it to great feedback. We also define what feedback is because that's very important to start with. Now, in addition to this lesson, you can also have your students do a really fun and engaging activity, which is to have them shout out and take turns shouting out some really poor feedback. And then as a class, you can fix that feedback and make it more specific. So we talk about the ways that we provide feedback. It has to be specific. It has to make the writing piece better. We also talk about not only looking at the grammatical errors, but looking at structure, content, finding places where we as the reader of someone else's work don't understand what's happening or we have further questions so that they can add additional elaboration to their writing. So we go over all of it before we even start practicing. We also talk about how we can create a safe classroom environment for something like feedback because we want to make sure that students feel like they can get feedback and be happy about it and not feel like their work is being torn apart. So we talk a lot about giving that quality feedback, but also the way that we can be kind and helpful instead of being critical about it. And a lot of this has to do with the teacher modeling and reinforcing this because if you are giving feedback in that positive way, your students are going to model their feedback after yours. So it's really important as you're giving feedback, whether it's in front of the class, when a student responds to something that you asked during a mini lesson, or you're back individually with the student in conferencing, you have to make sure that you're using the phrases for feedback that you want your students to use. So they're definitely going to do what you do. So if you get really good at being positive and kind about feedback and being very specific, it's going to really help your students as well. Next, we teach the feedback process. So I use the same feedback form for when my students come to me for conferences as they do with their peers. And that way they understand how to use it and they're not having to learn two different things. So with our feedback form, it's very simple. Before students get any feedback, they have to fill out this form. It has the date, their writing piece, and the questions that they have about their writing piece. So instead of the traditional having them read their writing piece to a partner and their partner gives them feedback, we have them brainstorm questions that they have. So specific questions. So we practice this together. This isn't just something that we practice together during this feedback lesson, but as we are working on our writing pieces, I'll try to slip it into our mini lesson, especially if I'm on a part where it's a great example. I've got a couple body paragraphs. I'm not really confident with one of the body paragraphs, so I can model just my thinking of, I feel like I'm missing something. It's time to pull out my feedback form. I ask my questions, and then I'm ready to get my feedback. So after the feedback, students will then write down the feedback that they got, and then they write what they're doing with their feedback. So again, this works for conferencing, but also for peer feedback. So I'm teaching them the process of preparing to receive feedback by asking very specific questions so that their partner can help them with the exact things that they're struggling with. Otherwise, a lot of times what happens is students will read their writing to another student and the student will be overwhelmed by all of it, and maybe they'll give a couple small pieces of feedback or they'll be stuck on grammar. Whereas in this case, the writing piece is read and then the student has questions to ask the person, and then that person can answer those questions in order to get feedback. So an example of this would be, let's say that you have a student who had one of their questions about their creative narrative is, I'm really struggling with dialogue. What type of dialogue should I add to make my writing better? Well, it's not as specific as I'd like, but it's specific enough for their partner to say, hey, when you get to the second part and you have two characters talking, it would be really helpful to add some dialogue from the third character that's there. And I know they're there from that paragraph before, but I haven't heard them say anything. So should they be a part of that conversation? Maybe the dialogue's too simple for one of the characters, and we can talk with the partner about how can we make this dialogue better. Let's have this conversation that's in your creative narrative together so we can kind of brainstorm and kind of hear what that dialogue sounds like if we're saying it in real life. And so they can kind of play pretend with that dialogue, and then that will help structure that weak dialogue in there. So there's lots of ways that students can ask for specific feedback, and the more that they practice it, the better they're going to get, and the better their questions are going to get, and the better their feedback's going to get. Now let's talk about how to build it into your everyday classroom, because a lot of teachers build it into the revision or the editing part of the writing process, which is totally great. But I want this to be here with my students whenever they need it. So if I'm working in small group, helping some of my struggling students learn how to better write a paragraph, or we're working on handwriting techniques, or whatever we're working on, the last thing I want to do is see a bunch of kids who are finished early, they have their hands up, they're waiting for me, and they need me, and I can't help my group. So because of this, I work really hard to put this peer feedback station into place in my classroom. So this hangs up on a board, very simple. Right next to it, there's a little white space. We have a bunch of feedback forms on the bottom. We have an example of what it looks like in case the kids forget, even though we practice it a lot. We also have our example of poor feedback versus good feedback. And what students can do is, if they are finished early, so they're finished, right? They're never finished. They can always improve on their writing. They'll come back to the station, they'll grab the marker, they'll write their name on the board, and then the next person that comes up will write their name on the board, and then they'll circle together their partners. They get to sit in the peer feedback station and they get to give and receive feedback. Now, while they're waiting for a partner, they are working on their feedback form. When their partner comes back, they should have their feedback form going pretty quickly as well. And this is a really great way to help students improve their writing instead of just finishing early and reading a book. Now, the other thing that we use this for is when students are stuck. So they are having trouble brainstorming. They're not really sure about our mini lesson, even though my notes are there. Maybe they're stuck on a certain part of it. They just need a quick answer. Or maybe they just need someone to talk it out. I've said in past videos that the most important thing is that your students have room for discussion to talk about their writing. The more they talk about their writing, the better their content's going to be, and the less they're going to get stuck or have poor writing stamina because they have more ideas as they talk. So for students who are stuck, they can do the same thing here. And then they might even be paired with someone who's not stuck and just is finished early and wants feedback. That's totally fine. It doesn't matter with the purpose there. And they're able to really help each other. Then they come back to their desk, they do what they need to do with their feedback, and that gets them to the end of that process. Now, of course, this needs to be handled properly with classroom management, because I know I have lots of teachers who tell me all the time, I can't do this because I know that they're going to take advantage of it, right? They're going to see their friend up there and they're going to go up there. So it's just important to note, we keep track of things. If we notice that someone jumps up every time a certain kid gets back there because you know they're buddies, then that's something that you are going to have to handle one-on-one and say, hey, I'm sorry, but you can't be with this person every time. I need to see you working. You know, you're monitoring it no matter where you are, and you've got that teacher spidey sense, so you know when it's being taken advantage of. We don't want to have the fact that some kids might take advantage of it in order to spend time with friends take away from the fact that most of our students can really benefit from this. And worst case scenario, if they are trying to hang out with their friends, but they're actually doing the feedback, their writing might get better anyway. So a lot of times, unless they're just straight up goofing off, which you know you can handle very quickly, even if they're trying to hang out with a friend, they're doing something with writing that's improving their skills, and I'm okay with that. Now, the most important thing to remember after you put these systems in your place is that your students should be putting these feedback pieces into their actual writing immediately after. They're not waiting for revision time. It's going in their writing right after they meet with their peer. So this is something you should absolutely model so that students know what to do with it. If you don't model it, they're going to write what they're going to do, take it back to their desk. It's not going to get done. So you want to make sure that you are showing yourself how you get the feedback, go and you change your writing. That could be in a mini lesson. It could be in a mini lesson about your feedback. You could take a day out of your writing block where it's a good opportunity to talk about revision, and you can show how you revise with feedback. So just build this in early and as often as possible so that students remember what they need to do to actually revise and make these changes in their writing. Because without the revision, the peer feedback is really meaningless. Okay, so for this peer feedback lesson, head to the link in the description. I'm also going to link to a free training in there. It is a 90-minute training. It is so worth signing up for and choosing a time, because you're going to learn how to engage your writers during your writing block, which includes peer feedback and some other awesome strategies that you may not have heard of before. So definitely check that out in the description, and do not forget to click like on this button if you like it. And let me know in the comments one thing that you still have a question about for peer feedback, and I will either answer your question in the comments, or if it's worth making another video about it, I will do my best to make another video so that you clearly know how to use this in your classroom. Okay, best of luck in implementing peer feedback in your classroom. I know you're going to love it. The work it takes to set it up is so worth it. And I just absolutely have seen so much growth from my students just by doing this one thing alone.